Hey everybody, what's up? It's B. I wanted to kind of put a couple things down on video that someone had asked me about. I think it was 2 weeks ago when I did my first 25-minute run, and I was talking about yoga and breathing and getting really comfortable on the treadmill. And they wanted to man, I wish I could remember who it was. And I really apologize. I'm gonna have to go look it up. Wanted me to kind of put some tips and things that I've discovered about running for any extended amount of time. And by extended amount of time, I mean anything bigger than 5 minutes. I mean, for fat guys, 5 minutes is a long time to run if you're not going to get some ice cream or beer or something like that. So I guess I could start with yoga. Alright, I've been getting into yoga, and I'm not going to classes yet, but I'm reading a lot, and what they call, and I'm going to chop it up, yogatic breathing. Yeah, it's so not what you call it, but the whole premise behind breathing in yoga is when you breathe in, and practice this. Take a deep breath and count in your head: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then when you exhale, start counting again: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what this, at least what this article said, was that what you'll find is that you breathe in anywhere from 1 to 1.5 times less, not volume-wise, but time-wise, than you breathe out. So you might breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when you go to breathe out, you might breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they said what that does is it starves your lungs of oxygen, because you breathe all this oxygen in at once, and then you take a longer time to get rid of it. So what happens is, while you're breathing, your lungs are using all the air in your lungs, and then by the time you breathe it all out, well, they're like, hey, give me more, give me more, give me more. So the whole premise behind this is you breathe in, you breathe out, you breathe in, you breathe out. You don't take a pause, you don't hold your breath. It's just a constant in and out, in and out. And the inhalations are the same time and the same volume as your exhalations. I haven't put it into practice in the yoga yet, but it's something that I tried on the treadmill. Now, I'm going to continue, so just put that into a bucket and wait. We're going to go back to it. Another thing that I picked up on in some of the basic postures, something that they call mountain pose, where basically you're just standing up straight. They emphasize a lot relaxing the shoulders and almost pushing them away from your ears. And when I run, especially when I run a long period of time, I get a lot of tension in the center of my back. And I actually start to get pain, especially when I lose weight, because it's because of the way your nerves and your muscles kind of realign when you lose a large volume of weight. But I carry my tension there. So I found that when I run, I'll build up a lot of tension, and it's usually from holding my shoulders up tight. So another practice that I started getting into was dropping those shoulders down and keeping my head up and actually pushing them away, my shoulders, from my ears. And I find that not only does it relieve a lot of the tension in my neck, it actually kind of stretches those muscles that I feel that are hurting in my back. And just those two things alone are enough to focus on to kind of take my mind off of things like the counter, the distance, the time, stuff like that. And what I kind of discovered is that when you focus on your breathing and you focus on being really relaxed, and not just in your shoulders and your neck, but in your face, I'll tell you another story. I'm kind of scatterbrained tonight, I'm sorry. I was watching a race. It was a marathon, I think. It's many, many years ago. And one of the commentators said something about the guy who was running the race, how you could see his lips, his bottom lip, bouncing when he ran, because his face was just that relaxed. And I've noticed that if you really just concentrate on relaxing your body and getting comfortable, that you'll feel your lip kind of bouncing. belly jiggles, your lip will jiggle. And when you can achieve that kind of relaxation, you'll feel it in your face, you'll feel it in your neck, you'll feel it in your shoulders, and you just kind of zone out. And what I've discovered anyway, and like I said, I'm not a professional runner. You know, I weigh 250 pounds and I'm running, big fat ass. But what I've found is that the more comfortable that I am, the easier it is for me to run. And it's the difference between me running for 10 minutes and running for 25 minutes, is that I stay comfortable. And even when I'm doing a warm-up, I'll start working on that breathing and start working on that relaxing, because the sooner that I get into the habit, that zone of being comfortable, being relaxed, and breathing, the easier it is for me to run, and the easier it is for me to get warmed up, and the easier it is for me just to start going. You know what I mean? So those are kind of my tips. You know, concentrate on that breathing, relax your shoulders, relax your neck, relax your chest, relax your face, and focus on breathing. I've kind of noticed that I'll actually have 3 different rhythms going after a while. I'll have my breathing, and then I'll have the pace that I'm running at, and then there's the music going in my ears, because I always run with music. So you kind of find this balance of rhythms, and it's almost kind of like playing the drums, where you've got one rhythm going with this hand, and one rhythm going with this hand, and one rhythm going with one foot, and one rhythm going with the other foot, and they're never the same rhythm. And it's kind of the same thing. You have 3 different rhythms that are going on at the same time, and 2 of them just happen, and the other one you actually control, and that's your breathing, and you focus on that breathing. And I found that it makes running, at least for me, a lot easier. So that's that's running tips from B. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head, and I'm hoping maybe some of you guys that run a little more than I do, Jeremy, Wendy, and I know there are others of you out there, drop some comments, and video comments, video responses, and kind of help me out. But like I said, I got that question a couple of weeks ago, and I had neglected to answer it, and I apologize for not answering it sooner. But it's answered now, so I hope that you got something out of this, and I hope you get out there and run, because I used to hate running, and now that I've actually learned how to be comfortable, and it's not work anymore. I mean, it's a workout, but you know, it used to, when I went to go run, it was effort for me to go run, just because it physically hurt. It wasn't comfortable. It's kind of like sitting in a car for 14 hours that you're not comfortable in, or laying in a bed you're not comfortable in. You're not going to get it done, and you're not going to want to go back. But after I learned how to get settled, whether it's on the treadmill or on the trail, and I highly recommend you practice this on the treadmill. It's a lot easier to do on the treadmill, because everything's kind of controlled. You know, your pace is even. You're in a controlled environment. It's usually air conditioned. It's much easier to get into those habits. But once you get comfortable, it's something you actually want to do, and that's kind of where I am now. It's actually something I want to go do, which, God, I thought I'd never say that. Anyway, I don't want to ramble, and I'm pretty sure I'm close on time, so make sure you thumbs up, don't thumbs down, subscribe, tell your friends, and come back and see us. Take care.